All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday, middle of March. Beware the Ides of March. Remember that? Beware the Ides of March. We're in the Ides of March right now. So beware. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. I'm your host, pilot, lead singer, and driver of the airplane, Uncle B. We are in Turkmenabat and heading to Ashgabat in Turkmenistan. So a couple hours in the air easily, probably maybe less than that. But we will get there when we get there. We'll wait a few minutes, see if anybody pops in and says hello. Lets me know that the sound and everything looks good, sounds good, all that good stuff. Then we'll spawn in and get the plane started up, and we'll be on our way. And we'll go from there. We'll talk about the next. Excuse me. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Mick. Good morning. Good afternoon, I guess. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more flights coming up. We'll talk about those once we're in the air. And yeah. So we'll give it a few minutes, see if anybody else pops in and says hello. Let's see. This is what our plan looks like on here. We're at about 8,000 feet. It's pretty flat, so we don't have to worry. I changed because we were going to depart from here, but that would have been a much longer flight than I can do today. So I found this airport that's a little bit closer. We don't have to worry about any mountains or anything like that. So we're going to get up to about 8,000. And then once we're at our top of the descent, we're going to start descending, and we're going to make a big kind of loop around. We're going to go over the airport and just make a big wide left turn and come in and land on it says 12 left. Here in the sim it says 11 left, so 11 or 12, whichever one. But we're going for left, and if the wind shift while we're flying, if we circle around and it turns out that 29 or 30 right, whichever one it is, if the winds have shifted and this is the better way to land coming in from 30 right or 29 right, then that's what we'll shoot for. We'll circle back around and then come in and land. So that's the plan for today. So let's see what else. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get in here and get going. And get this flight knocked out. Okay. Let's get the ground power on. Let's see the route. I think I updated it. Let's double check that. Yep. And info. There we go. Perfect. All right. This out the way. Get that out the way. Get that out the way. All right. Just out of curiosity. Okay, so it does. Okay. Perfect. Okay. All right, there's that one. Go. All right. Okay, I think we are all set. Altimeter. Okay, let's talk to somebody and see what they tell us to do. West departure.
Turkmenabat ground, Clipper 237 ready to taxi west departure.
Clipper 237 taxi to and hold short of runway tree using taxiway.
All right.
Contact tower on 120.6 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway tree using taxiway Clipper 237.
Perfect. All right. So we have to go all the way down and turn around, which is okay. Hello, Joseph. How are you? I'm all right, thank you. Let's just see something here real quick. Looks like we have a bit of a crosswind for takeoff. I want to go down here and take a look at this turnaround. Should be a turnaround area. Oh yeah. Okay. Give people time to come in and say hello after they get their snacks, beverages, whatever they need for the flight. Today's flight, of course, is brought to you by pair of socks. A pair of socks, just because you have a pair of socks does not mean they have to match. It's a true story. About a pilot named Scruffy Tam who wears mismatched socks. Except when he goes to work. I don't think he wears mismatched socks when he goes to work. But when he streams, he'll wear them. It's a true story. I've seen it. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. Join Parasocks Airline for low price of free. Start earning your socks today. No purchase necessary. You must be 18 years or older to fly. See a Parasocks pilot for details. There you go. But no purchases necessary. Hello, Amilla. How are you? I had cold fried chicken last night for dinner. Nothing exciting. I'm okay. Yeah. Still still a little bit of a cough, but otherwise I'm good. Almost there.
Turkmenabat Tower Clipper
Oh, there we go.
237 ready at runway tree west departure.
Clipper 237 wind 005 at 10. Departure to the west approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree.
All right. Salutes have been
Cleared for
rendered.
takeoff runway tree
Let's get
Clipper
outta here.
237.
Oh, I bought it from it's Publix. It's pre-made, you know, they make like a ton of fried chicken. The fresh stuff is you know, oh, he didn't, you know, but then after, if it doesn't sell, oops, they put it in another container and sell it. So, oh, let's do something else here real quick. We have a ILS approach frequency 1085. So let's dial that in for our just for the heck of it. We won't turn the sound on though. No. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah, we don't buy viewers. Okay, we don't do that. The viewers we have is what we got. That's what we've earned. I'm proud to have earned my viewers. Ooh, look at that crosswind. We're gonna do the dance. Dancing.
Clipper 237, continue for west departure.
Turkmenabat Tower Clipper 237, continue for west departure.
Tell me what to do. Not the boss of me. All right, let's head in the way we need to head. Hey, Scruffy, how are you? I tried this plane earlier, didn't go well. Well, next Saturday, give it another go. We're gonna be going to Djibouti. Yeah, nice to see you, Scruff. How are you? Happy Saturday to you. Good to see you. All right. Let the plane take over. Going from the gym and out of the shower. Oh. Too much information there, Scruff. There we go. Shout out to Scruff. Vertical speed.
Clipper 237, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Turkmenabat Tower Clipper 237, frequency change. Turkmenabat approach Clipper 237 is type 4 miles west of Turkmenabat, 3,100 feet. Request flight following.
Clipper 237, Turkmenabat approach. Squawk 7404.
Squawk 7404 Clipper 237.
All right. Yeah, it's good to see you here, Struff. Good stuff. Okay. I guess I am ready for the supercharger. Yeah, if you want to join next Saturday, Mick, in the DC3, I prefer the retro one. This one that has the GPS and all that. It's a little bit easier to deal with. So yeah, you're more than welcome to change or to give it a go. I don't think it's going to be a very long flight, but once you're in the air and you put on the autopilot, it's not a bad plane. What the weather's looking like. Oh, there's a knot wind from the behind us. Not too shabby. Hopefully we'll have some nice, interesting textures with the sand and all that here on our way. The DC-3. Be going to Djibouti, Africa. So yeah, if you want to give it a go, you're more than welcome to. So we got that on the 22nd. On the 29th, we're going to take the 737-700 from Dubai over to Bahrain. If you want to fly a jetliner, you're more than welcome to. On the 5th of April, we'll be taking the RJ-85, the Avro RJ, from Frankfurt up to... forget where it is. No, don't worry about it. We'll take our time. On the 12th of April, we'll be in Bangladesh. 19th of April, we'll be in Belarus. We'll be taking off from Moscow and going to Minsk, Belarus, and then on the 26th we will be doing Benin down in Africa also in the DC-3. So we got some DC-3 flights. We got a regional jet flight. We got a jetliner. Oh, the one going, the one on the 19th of April, Moscow to Minsk. That will be in the 737.
237 contact Turkmenabat Center on 134.5.
So.
Good day.
134.5 Clipper 237. Goodbye.
Excuse me.
Turkmenabat Center Clipper 237 5,600 feet.
Clipper 237 Turkmenabat Center altimeter 30.16 radar contact continue.
But no, you don't have to. It's okay. We'll go through everything. It's all good. Hope everybody's doing well on this, the Ides of March. Who knows about the Ides of March? What's that from? Anybody? Anybody know what I'm talking about? I need to get my sticky notes back. Shakespeare. No. Ides of March, if I remember correctly, I think it had to do with Caesar. Ides of March refers to March 15th in the ancient Roman calendar, originally a day for celebrating the full moon in various religious observances. It became infamous, more than famous, it became infamous as the date of Julius Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, which marked a significant turning point in Roman history. They warned him to beware of the Ides of March. Now I want pizza. Caesar, Caesar. I've not had a Caesar's pizza in years. Last time I had it was in Savannah. There is a little Caesar's pizza not far from where we live, on the way to Publix, but never, not a, I like it, my wife eats it. Isn't that how it always works out? Assassination of Julius Caesar. Let's here real quick, do a couple things. One, let's go ahead. Two, let's look at our time. It says we have about an hour and 19 left. Let's almost level one off here. We'll, auto lean. That's okay. Here we go. I think we're all set. So yeah, we'll do some jetliner stuff. We're gonna mix it up a little bit, kind of get back to doing some different things. If it only takes an hour for us to do this flight, or a little over an hour, we may go ahead and do the short, the Parasoc short, not the Parasocs, the FS Hub daily short flight after this. We may pop over to the, I think it's somewhere in the Caribbean or just the northern part of South America. We'll see. Or it might be closer to Mexico. I don't know. We'll have a look. Must be a bit of a crosswind. Let's see. Just a slight one. 2. Ooh, 11 knots. That's not too bad. we had thunderstorms and all that here earlier this morning, late last night, into this morning. Some rain and all that. Cat came running in and finally got her settled down. She's in her spot there in my recliner. Not too bad. It was just like, see, my bedroom window faces where the lightning flashes usually happen for whatever reason. So it's like somebody's just turning on a bright flashlight real quick and then turning it right back off. So, no, we had a little bit of rain. It rained off and on. It was just, a sporadic storm, it seemed. So, but our air quality is supposed to be like the worst today. So, watching tornado chasing last night. Weather people here saying highly. Yeah, I think we were under tornado watch. Tornado warning. From last night into today. So we've been pretty fortunate. It was pretty windy yesterday for the most part. But nothing real significant. So, but there's areas where trees have been blown down. Like some of the trees that just have not been taken care of have cracked and fallen and hit wires and all that. Luckily, we haven't lost power. So, but no, it seems like it's kind of calmed down a little bit. But yeah, kitty cat came in and gave her something to eat. She finally settled down, and I thought she wanted us to go sit in the living room for a bit. She came running in, and before I could even sit down, she just hopped up and said, "Oh, no, I'm taking the spot now. You can hit the road, pal." So I was like, "Oh, okay, I see how it is." She's spoiled. I'm really spoiled. But she's alright. She's just happy to probably get a cat nap in and all that. So Fred Jed, thank you for the follow. I just noticed that. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Uncle B Sim channel. If you're here, say hello. Let us know you're here. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Let's see what else is happening. Yeah. Other than that, ain't much else going on. Oh yeah, it's been crazy lately, the weather. But I'm hoping we get it all sorted out. Hopefully it's a nice time up in Providence for Flight Sim Expo. I guess they're going to be announcing soon the people who, the people who have booths set up there at Flight Sim Expo. People who make products or whatever. But I hear one of the guys, the main guy who started Honeycomb, started a new company, and he has better control over things now. That hopefully he's going to be at Flight Sim Expo to just show off some new stuff. So yeah, I saw a video about that last night before I went to sleep. So, yeah, Overkill Simulations did a video about it. I guess he's created a new company. They've already kind of got the logo and did a short video and all that. I think the new company is called Meridian. So, yeah, he's got new backers and all that, and he's basically says this is going to be what he wanted Honeycomb to be, and so hopefully that means quality stuff, low prices. You know, I love my Honeycomb Alpha and Bravo, but they're massive. They take up so much space though. You know, that's the only drawback. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Flight Sim Expo. I think it's going to be interesting. I'm probably not going to go down to Pensacola in April. It might be a while before I do that. I got to look at their schedule for the practice for the Blue Angels. Y'all, the vendors, that's what they're, I think sometime today, the people who run the expo are going to be releasing information to FS Elite, I guess over the weekend or whatever, what vendors will be there. I know Captain Arash is trying to do a talk about celestial navigating at Flight Sim Expo, so I'm hoping that goes through, because I'd really like to hear his thoughts on that. You know, go to that talk. That'd be really interesting. Well, I guess he's holding a panel on it or whatever, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard like any of the other big name streamers doing any sort of talks or whatever. Kind of weird. I figured Two-Tone would be having to talk about something, or somebody would. But yeah, I'm looking forward to at least meeting Captain Arash in person, and Two-Tone. I think Kev said he's going to be there, but he might only be there for a day or two. But he's not sure which days. And then I think Twisted is going to be there. Yeah, he's one of the people like you, Scruff, that I really wanted to meet in person. You know, both of you have, over the years, have helped me be a better streamer and everything. So I always wanted to meet you guys and shake your hand and say thank you for the help and all that. It's one thing to say it, you know, on a stream or in a message or whatever, but to actually say it in person, I think is much better. Let's have a look where we are. Well, not quite halfway there yet. Almost getting there. Yeah. He really, when he rated my channel, it really helped me think about things differently as far as a streamer goes. You know, but I'm glad, because then him rating me, I got to meet everybody else, you know, like all the other folks kind of came in after that, and that's okay. You know, that's how I met you and Two-Tone and Allison and, you know, everybody else. So, no, it really changed things for me. It did. So I've always wanted to say thanks in person. So I finally get a chance. I wish Oz Nomad could be there too. I'd like to meet him in person once. I'm sure he'd be a fantastic person to hang out with. But that'd be a long trip for him. But he'd spend almost half a week on the plane, probably, it seems like. I tried these new, I've never had them before. They're pretty good. Chomps. Beef sticks. They have different flavors. They have like a jalapeno flavor. I've got the sea salt. It's got a mild flavor. Really good stuff. 10 grams of protein, 100 calories. Figured I keep my energy up while I'm flying. Well, or I'll pop this one. I'm not doing anything. Yeah. Hey, Tencho, how are you? That's the brand name, Chomps. You can get them at Walmart. Most grocery stores, I think, they have them. What's new, Tencho? How you doing? You doing all right? I don't think we're near any airports, to be honest. Yep. I'm good getting hot tea for... Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I usually have tea in the morning. Alright, Scruff. Yeah, I can't do coffee anymore. It just messes my stomach up, so... let's have a look here where we are. We're almost at the halfway point. Getting there. See, it says 12 left and 12 right. It's a soft surface, but on the sim, it's saying that 12 left and which is supposed to be the. That's interesting. It says this one, 12 left and 30 right, are longer than this one, so that something must have been changed. But it is saying this is a soft surface. Huh. I don't know. Dodging information. Watch, we're gonna land on a closed airport. Oh my goodness. 380 milligrams of sodium. Mmm. Yummy. I wonder why it's so tasty. Oh, that's sodium. Mmm. Yummy. That was tasty. I like those. I have to get some more of those. They seem more filling than Slim Jim. Excuse me. 51 minutes left in the flight. Keep an eye on those fuel tanks. Some kind of a canal. Interesting. Huh. Well, that looks pretty deep. Huh. Interesting. Surprised Kev hasn't popped in, or maybe he's lurking. Kev, are you lurking? Oh, look at this name. Really? Everybody else see that? Trash poop poop. Might need to change your name if that's man, I tell you. An A350. 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 I've heard mixed things about that plane from any builds. Some people like it, and other people are just like, they've gotten a refund because they've had too many problems with it. I don't think I need another jetliner. Although I've been tempted, I'm not gonna lie. I almost pulled the trigger on the Fokker F-28 yesterday from Just Flight. So I would like another regional jet. But and it's on sale right now for, I forget how much the discount is, but well, it's on the website. You can buy it at a discount. The update and everything they've done has not been released to the marketplace yet. So if I was going to buy it, I'd buy it directly from Just Flight. Yeah. Apparently, the Avro RJ is already working in 2024. Same. He's getting there, but I don't think it'll be.
Clipper 237, contact Ashgabat Center on 118.1. Good day.
I think we're about halfway there.
118.1 Clipper 237.
Almost halfway.
Goodbye. Ashgabat Center Clipper 237 8,000 feet.
Clipper 237, Ashgabat Center, altimeter 30.18 radar contact, continue.
But yeah, he's all right. UTAM and UT-52. UTAM is the larger airport, I think. That's the one that's to the south of us. Yeah. And we're not close enough to talk to the other. So that one's not too far off. Yeah, he's all right. Still kind of crotchety, I guess. Yeah, it was another doozy of a week, I'll tell you. I actually have one more acupuncture appointment next Tuesday, and that's done. Then I gotta go see my primary care doctor, and then I gotta go see I gotta get my eyes checked at the end of the month, and get some new glasses ordered. Looking forward to that. Trash poop. Oh, look at that. Look at those colors. Oh, you know what? Let's get a picture of that. Hurry, hurry, hurry. I love flying over places like this because there's always like these interesting colors on the ground. A lot of that looks like people used to live there or something. Doesn't it? It almost looks like there was a city or something there. Actually, that even looks, right there, looks kind of like a football stadium or something. Picture of that too. But yeah, it looks like there was roads and everything. That's crazy. It's all laid out in squares like it was a town or a city or something. Wow. Wind from the north at 10 knots. Let's see what the weather here says. Yeah. A little bit more. I want to get down to about 20 in here, and then we'll swap tanks. We should be at least halfway, if not more, to our destination. Yeah. Try to use up as much of the auxiliary as possible, and then we'll flop over to the main tanks and finish up the flight. Just tell, like, it seems like the wind created all this. The way it's kind of going as one direction. There's another area that looks like it's got that can't be by accident. It's all grooved, kind of like there's streets or something. See that? Off the right wing there. That's weird how that looks. Suggests like there was roads out of in and out of there or something. Very weird. But maybe it's just the way the water washed things down, and that's just the rock underneath looks like that. But it almost looks like there was something there, and then it just disappeared. They find seashells embedded in rocks on top. Yeah, I've heard that. That's true. Oh, it's almost like it's just, that's how the rock is cut, either by the wind or something, maybe? Or I don't know if that was how, maybe it was mined? Or if it was wind and water? That's pretty interesting. But it almost looks like a layout of a town or a city. If you look at it from the air, it does look like that, though. Like somebody was living here and they had, you know, is really strange. And it's possible that somebody used to live here and then it never, you know, thrived, you know, and it just, you know, maybe it was the wind and the sandstorms or whatever that just destroyed everything. That's really strange. Huh. That's why I like flying stuff like this, because you never, you know, you see something different all the time. You know. Let's see. A little bit closer than this field test. Yeah. 35 minutes left on the flight. 115 nautical miles to go. This is live weather, live time. Yeah, I think we'll save what's left in the auxiliaries just in case. Alright. Nope. Still pretty far out. Yeah, if you look, it's like the wind just blew all the way through here, you know, going left to right, so like north to south almost. There's really nothing to stop the wind. I mean, there's some of these areas are kind of up a little bit, but nothing like significantly high where you know could stop the wind or sandstorms or anything. I can imagine if it gets really windy here, the sandstorms really just kick up. We should be more than halfway there now. I remember Pan Am, yeah. It was a big airline back in the day. It's unfortunate they went bankrupt. I read a book about their history, and it was a pretty interesting book. Juan Tripe was really a very guy who ran Pan Am. Was very he was very, I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of. Well, he wanted all the business for Pan Am. Like a lot of the government contracts for mail service and stuff like that were given to Pan Am. They got a lot of favors from the government early on, and Howard Hughes didn't think that was a. I took Pan Am to the U.S. for the first time. Food smelled like the school dinners. Yeah, they were known for their food service, especially early on in the airline history. Like you got like a they didn't. It wasn't like prepared, pre-made. It was just like you wanted to, like they had a roast on board and they went and carved the roast and gave you, it was a big to do air travel was back in the day. But yeah, it's unfortunate that they ended up going bankrupt. Yeah, I'm glad that somebody's created liveries for them because I think they were one of the first airlines that had they had a mixture. They had Boeing and Airbus planes. I think they had the A300, one of the very first Airbus planes that was in production. Continental was very similar. They had different aircraft. They were, I think, one of the first few American companies that had Airbus planes in their fleet. I think. I could be wrong. But, yeah. I like flying this because it's, they did really go around the world. Much like KLM did. Lufthansa. It was just last year. What are you talking about? It was just yesterday. Just the other day. I think I flew through JFK on my way to Germany, if I remember correctly. But that airport was way different than it was, when I flew through there in the 80s. So, yeah, it was. I can't imagine how big that airport is now. I mean, it was pretty big back then, but. I don't remember having to because normally nowadays you get off the plane and you got to go all the way to the other side of the airport to catch your connecting flight, No, it seemed like it was like we didn't have to go very far to get our flight to Frankfurt. Yeah. But see, back then, I don't think that was the norm. Like you landed, and your connecting flight wasn't very far from where what gate you pulled into when you landed at JFK, for instance. But Atlanta I think, has always been really bad about that. You have to take the tram thing. Played on the arcade machine looking down on the machine. I think I know which The arcade I used to go to had something similar to that, like a tabletop arcade game. Yeah. So yeah, it's but now it just seems the norm is you land and then you got to run. It's almost like you got to run across the entire airport to get to your connecting flight, or you got to get onto some kind of a tram system or something. Like that's the only way you can get your connecting flight in Atlanta now. You can't walk. You got to get on the tram thing. And that's the only way you make your connecting flights in time. That's why I like it better if I have a long layover, when I used to fly, that, you can take your time, walk if you want, or, take the tram and get over to the terminal, and then you can figure out where your gate is, although that's not all, sometimes it changes, but, you can find something to eat, or, hit the duty-free shop, or whatever. If you're in that part of the terminal, having to wear a tie to go in and eat, and there was a t-shirt and shorts. The TWA Hotel, yeah, I've heard of that. I've never been there, but I've heard of it. I remember places like that, Mick. I remember here, yeah, it's better to put on a collared shirt and a tie, and at least look halfway decent for dinner. Now they don't, it's like, nobody cares how they look for dinner. I miss places like that. At least something with a little bit of class, And of course, if you didn't have a tie, they always had one for you, but it was like one of the ugliest ties that you've ever seen. Alright, how are we looking now? 24 minutes to go. Yeah, I remember those. Matter of fact, when I took that class when I was a junior in high school, it was regional occupational program. I took the hotel management. If you were working the front desk or as a bellhop, you had to have a tie. And if you showed up without a tie, you heard about it. Like they were gonna, you're supposed to show up with a tie. And after you got the talking to, they picked out the ugliest tie and they said, "Here you go, put it on." So what some of the guys used to do is, at a minimum, they always had a clip-on tie stuffed into their backpack or something, so that if they forgot the other, the one that you actually tie, they at least they had a clip-on, because they're like, I'd rather wear a clip-on and get away with it, and then instead of having to wear an ugly tie, oh, finally, poop has disappeared. Yay. All right, 74 nautical miles to go. Doing good on fuel. Kennedy Space Center in Sauston. Nice. Pulls out the duck tie. No, it wasn't even that. It was just, they always had, because you could find them at at thrift stores or Goodwill or whatever. They were always the ugliest looking ties, and that's what you had to wear, because you couldn't be responsible enough to show up as expected. And yeah, but that's what some of the guys did. They end up going to some clothing store. Let's obviously back then you could get them from Sears, Montgomery Ward's, Mervyn's, J.C. Penney's. So yeah, they just always had a clip-on tie because they were like, well, at least I won't get in trouble because I'm wearing something. You know, it may not be like the sharpest looking thing, but you know, they're like, well, okay, you're wearing a tie, but you know, come on, do a little bit better. Because it really was about, because you're representing the hotel. Whether you're an employee or not, you're still a representative, and they want you to look good for what you're doing, you know. So, you know, it's not unreasonable. It was, you know, they they told everybody on the first day, these are the rules. You know, if you show whatever you're doing, especially if you're working up at the front desk or you're a bellhop, you have to look a certain way. And if you don't, if there's a problem, a continuing problem, then you're just going to be removed from the program, or you're not going to be allowed to do any of those kinds of jobs. You know, so yeah, it was just anyway. But yeah, it's important. I can understand. You know, when you're a kid, you don't really get what they're trying to do, but you know, when you grow up, you're just like, okay, I get it. Let's see if we can talk to them if we are close enough to talk to somebody. There it is.
Ashgabat Tower Clipper 2376, 6 miles east, 8,000 feet to land.
Clipper 237 Ashgabat Tower. Altimeter tree 0.1 tree, wind 0905 at 6. Fly left traffic runway 11 left.
Enter left traffic runway 11 left Clipper 237.
Alright, let's see where we are in the scheme of things. Alright, we're almost at the top of descent. 6 knot headwind, 2 knot crosswind. Okay. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna start our descent. We're gonna get down to about 3,000. Oops. Okay, let's go ahead and throttle just a teeny bit. Let's go ahead and start slowing down just a smidge. Alright, there we go. So one of the things, I'll say this before the ads start here shortly. You don't really need to use flaps for takeoff on this thing. If you do, you're going to, the plane's going to just launch up into the air and it's going to be unmanageable. So you only need the trail cow flaps open, and that's it. You don't need anything else. You don't need the regular flaps out, because if you use that, and I think before when I tried to fly this, because normally most planes you put the flaps down for takeoff, not this plane, because the wings are so huge, it creates that ground effect. So you don't want that. It's going to just throw your takeoff completely off. So you don't have to use those for takeoff. I always put the what I've learned is you put the cow flaps open, and that helps kind of start to slow the plane down a little bit. You throttle back for your descent, and it kind of helps manage things a little bit. Might be pretty far out to pick up the signal for the ILS. Alright, so let's kind of review what we got coming up. We're way before our top of descent, but we want to be at about 3,000 feet. For final, we got to be at 2,500. But we're within that kind of realm, so we're okay. We're gonna fly over the airport. We're gonna fire the autopilot, and we're gonna make a big kind of a wide loop around the airport, and then we're gonna use this roadway to kind of help guide us back towards the airport. But we're looking for the left of the two. So we're gonna kind of look for these roads and this area right here, the city part right here, to help us line up for the appropriate runway. Then we'll put it on the ground and park it. I think how much time do we have left? 16 minutes. What's the short flight? It's 105 nautical miles, which would be almost nothing in this plane. Should we or shouldn't we? Oh, we can go ahead and turn on our fuel pumps. Still kind of early. You want to fire up your sim, Mick, and join me in the DC-3 for the flight, the daily short? It's up to you. You want to give it a go? It's okay. It's okay if you make mistakes. Don't worry about it. You want to give it a go? Nick's lurking. He's thinking. I could hear the gears grinding. He's thinking about it. Oh, okay. No worries. That's okay. I just figured I'd offer. It's not a problem. Well, all right. So here's what we'll do. I'm gonna do the short flight after this is done, and we'll go through things. I'll kind of explain things as best as I can, and you can start taking some notes. Sound like a plan? Well, plus you can, if you have to go before I get done, you can always go back and rewatch the stream, take more notes. But you know, if there's something I said or did that's not clear, you can always message me. So yeah, we'll do the daily short once we're done with this. Just getting 4, heading for 3. Kind of slowed down the descent just a little bit. We don't want to get too low too soon. But of course, that's why you're supposed to pay attention to the top of the descent, but we don't want to wait too late and end up with this 23 nautical. I mean, yeah, we could have probably done it, but we probably would have been going a much steeper descent, so. So if you want to kind of take some notes now, you can do that as we're getting ready for landing. Now, how I do things does not necessarily mean that it is the 100% correct way. It is not the only way. It is just the way that I have found that generally works for me. Okay? I want to say that up front, that I'm not saying that you have to do all these things the same way that I do. It's always good to, like, well, let's call it putting tools in the toolbox, right? That's how we termed it in the military. When you went to a school, especially a leadership school, everybody's leadership style is different, right? And in some cases you learned well, you learned good and bad, right? There's good leaders and there's bad leaders, but you put that information in your mental toolbox and you say, I prefer the way that this person would have handled a problem. I like that idea. I'm going to use that tool to help me solve this problem. So, not that we have any problems, but we use the information that's available to us. We know, based on the chart, right? Our final approach altitude minimum is 2,500 feet. We're at 3,000 right now. We're not like at 5 or 6 or 8 trying to get to 2,500. We're about 500 feet above, but we're okay. We're not going to actually engage the approach mode for this ILS frequency, but we have it dialed in just to help us make sure that we're on the right track. And that's the approach course 114 degrees, right? So we have some information that we can use to our benefit to come up with a plan of how we're going to land this thing. But I add in the notion of when we get to the airport, we're going to fly around. We're just going to do a big loop around because it said, what were the instructions? Right, let's look at our instruction. Go downwind left. So when we fly, the airport's going to be to our left. So we're going to make a big left circle, basically. It doesn't have to be exactly like the pattern that we've had up before. It doesn't have to be that exact thing, but we can create our own downwind left, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Now, some people, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You don't have to follow that, but it helps because it sets you up for success on the landing. Okay. That's how I look at it. You know, you have these things that kind of help you out. So we use the tools that are available to us to help us make a decision on what course of action we're going to take. Now, I could, in theory, instead of going all the way around and just doing a big old loop around, I could basically I could just churn here where we're at now and go out and then back in. But I want to get an idea of what the airport looks like before we do any of that. Now, if it was an airport that I know already, I might say, yeah, okay, I'll do this instead. But I'd rather we fly over, get a look at the airport, the layout. We can start dropping some flaps here, right? Go ahead and start getting some flaps down to help us slow down a little bit. We're 11 nautical miles out, just under 12 actually. Kind of look, we see this body of water here to the right. And that looks like that right there. So the airport should be almost right in front of us. So as we get closer, we want to put the full ridge back on. We want to put our props all the way forward. Just in case we miss, if we have to go around, we want the most power for our to help us go around. All right, sorry about that. So that should be the airport, kind of right off the tip of the tail there, left or right, right there. All right, so there's our airport there in front of us, it looks like. I think that's it. Yep, right there. Oh boy. I have a bad feeling something's about to happen. It's going to interrupt our plans. I may have to do the short flight another time. Yeah. I think my dad's getting ready to want to come in and take a shower. Alright, so we have an idea. There's our runway is over here. Off the left wing tip there. Okay. We're gonna just nail this. I'm gonna have to cancel the short flight. Right, there's our runway here. It's the one closest to us. All right. Start a left turn here. That's an interesting terminal building right there, it looks like. So the main thing now is we got to manage our speed. We got to keep an eye on our altitude. We don't want to go too high. We don't want to go too low. Now, for me, the important part is it's easy to want to fly outside, right, during all this, because then we can kind of see where everything is in relation to our plane. Right, there's our airport behind us. But what I notice is it's easy to overcorrect when you're flying outside. Like you tend to want to pull back too much on the stick or force it forward, and you're all over the place, right? And that doesn't really help anything. To me, it's always about trusting your capabilities, your abilities, not capabilities, but just your abilities, and you'll be okay. All right, there's there was that body of water there that's right next to the airport, so we're going to turn and kind of get towards that. Yep. See, there's runway lights there. That's the 29 runway. Well, in the sim it is. On little nav map it says 30, but that's okay. So we know we've got a reference right there. That's the runway that we're looking to land on at the other end. That's the great thing about the Honeycomb Alpha. If I click on this button that's on the left stick, you know, part of the yoke, it automatically makes me look towards the runway. So I can look, if I can use that as a way to kind of tell me where I am in relation to things. And see, we dropped some altitude here when we turned. So the airport should be coming back in sight here in just a second. There it is. Alright, so we're gonna kind of stop our turn here in a second. Some more flaps. Looks like there's a go-kart track or something right here. Just to the left of the nose. See that? Looks like it comes some kind of a racetrack, but it might be go-karts. That's pretty cool. Actually, it might be able to race cars there, but I'm thinking it's more of like a go-kart thing. That's pretty cool. See, we're pretty low now. We're at 2,100 feet. All right, our runway's right there. I know you do, Joseph. I know you do. As much as you love fish finger sandwiches. Alright, so we already got our instructions, so we don't have to wait for... Now, the only thing that might be... As we... Ooh, uh-oh.
Clipper 237, wind 09 or 5 at 6. Clear to land runway 11 left.
There. Kind of threw me off.
Clear to land runway 11 left, Clipper 237.
Let's go ahead and get our gear down. Everything looks good. Yeah, we're gonna have to cancel the short flight, unfortunately, folks. I apologize. I was hoping to get one more in. This is tough. right about where we need to be as far as our altitude goes. Alright, let's go ahead and turn left again. Fly a little bit straight here, and then we'll turn a little bit more to the left. Turn way back to the left. I turned too late. I wasn't far enough out. Almost landed on the wrong one. Oopsie. Alright, all the flaps are down. That's got to be butter.
Clipper 237 exit runway when able.
Come on. Doing the fishtail dance. That had to be butter. Oops, that's not what I wanted to look at. We got a 93. I'll take it. I'll take that all day to the bank. Thank you, Mella. I thought I did better than that, but
Clipper
that's okay.
237, turn next taxiway.
Let's go ahead and get some stuff cleaned up here. Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Clipper 237, turn next taxiway.
Yeah, I'll turn when I get there. Thank you. So bossy. My goodness. Yeah, it was nice. I'll take it. Of course, the ads are getting ready to start. 5 minutes.
Clipper 237, turn next taxiway.
Yeah, no, I'll get there. I'll turn when I'm darn good and ready. That looks like the Concorde. That is the Concorde. Look at that. There's a Concorde parked here. Who brought a Concorde here? Yeah. I'm pretty happy with that. I thought it was better than that, but I'll take that. Let's go see the Concorde. Everybody come.
Clipper 237, exit runway when able.
That's the only thing I don't like about this sim is you know, you're trying to get to the exit. But yeah, I know to turn next taxiway or exit when able. Man. Oh, it's like a nagging wife. My goodness. Hurry up and get off the runway. Get on the taxiway. Get on the taxiway. Get on the taxiway. Why are you taking your time? You should exit when you're able.
Clipper 237, turn next taxiway.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting ready to. It's amazing. Right here. Look at it. Then it was like, oh no, go down there instead.
Clipper 237, contact ground on 121.7.
Let's go check out the
121.7 Clipper 237. Goodbye.
Oh, see? Now I can't even get parking instructions. That's okay. We're gonna go check out the we gotta expedite our taxi so we can go check out the look at this. Oh, come on. Look at this nonsense. What is this? Oh, we just put some gates out here, but it's not connected to a building. Oh, we'll park right next to the... Look at that. We're going to park right next to the... Concorde. There we go. Isn't it though? I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. You just never know what random plane's going to show up here when you land. All right, hold on. Let's go take a look at this. Singapore Airlines. Look at that. You know what wait a second. It says Singapore on one side and British Airways on the other. What in the deuces? Come on. Come on. Which one is it? Is it Singapore or British? Make up your mind. Gee whiz. We still got to do a flight in the Concorde. We still got to do that. I got to figure out how to make that happen still. Well, that's pretty cool. It's just so funny that on one side it says Singapore, the other one it says British Airways. Oh man. Yeah. Well, I think Singapore airlines had their own. They ordered one or something, but all right, let's go ahead and shut this thing down while the ads are playing. And let's see here. We'll wait for the ads to be over. Oh, we didn't even get the signal from, Yeah, we'll go ahead and... Hour and a half, not too shabby. Then once the ads are done, then we'll wrap things up. I'll wait till you guys come back, and then we'll end the stream. Oh, look at you. Well, no, we don't buy viewers. We earn our viewers. That's the way it works. We don't buy viewers, we earn them. All right. Ads are almost done, then we'll wrap this thing up and call it a day. Oh, I'll show you something else that's cool. All right, you guys are back. All right, check this out. I finally, after years and years of flying, I'll show you this cool thing. How many are they watching? Yeah, I know, huh? Well, you know, as many as they can until somebody says, okay, sure. So I finally got, so that's 50 hours in inclement weather, 500 flying hours, and I finally hit 1,000 hours of flying, and I also finally hit 500 airports, different airports landed at. It took me forever to get this one. Oops. The 500 airports and 1,000 hours. I was supposed to be at this point ages ago, but then I lost a lot of hours and had to kind of climb my way back up to that point. But I finally got there. So the cool thing is you can change, like if you click on this, whatever your achievements are, you can change those. Right? That's a pretty cool thing. So yeah, inclement weather. So all that stuff, yeah, 500 airports, 500 hours, and 1,000 hours. So yeah, I finally got to that point. So Took a while, but anyway, thank you all for showing up today. We're going to wrap things up here, and I will be back next Saturday, same time. We'll get the flight to Djibouti done. I'm not sure how long that one will take, but hopefully it'll be a nice flight. We'll do that in the DC-3. So, Mick, write down some questions about the DC-3, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can for you, and we'll go from there. Do enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, early Sunday already for some folks. I have been and always shall be your host, pilot, lead singer, driver of the airplane, Uncle B. Until next Saturday, peace, live long and prosper.